Hello Pisces, this is Joe with Divine Daily, and I'm going to do a May 2020 tarot reading for you. This is a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. This isn't about anything specific, it's about whatever comes out. If this is meant for you, you'll know it. You won't have to fit it or stretch it into your current circumstances in May, and even now leading up to that. And so you'll know, it'll make you feel something, and some of this might make sense for you, and bits of it won't. So just take what does. And obviously this can't be for everybody, so this is meant for those who know that this is meant for them. And so don't try and force it into your situation. Come back, check again another time, check out many other people on this platform doing videos, helping others out. Also, I read cards that jump out and pop out, so long as it's not a big pile of cards. I generally don't read reversals either in this type of reading, although I may choose to do so from time to time. I'm going to do a traditional spread, and we're going to see what this is about. Before I got started, I kind of listened for the first few words that come to mind. Pisces, what does the Pisces need to hear? This might be one person or more than one person. But to me, the overall feeling was there's like some kind of healing taking place, or some kind of healing that's desired. And so that's kind of what I was coming to my mind right off the bat. So in your current situation in May, we have the Four of Wands. I'm sorry, Nine of Wands. And I'm blanking out here already. This means it's almost time for me to wrap up tonight. Nine of Wands. And what's crossing you is the Ace of Cups. And this is to me is being on hold. There's some kind of offer, or this is to me saying you're waiting for something emotionally fulfilling to come in. This could be, like I said, I had talked about healing, or some kind of letting go of something that is holding you back. And we're going to clarify some of these as we need to with another deck. We have the Queen of Swords. So this would be the recent past, and this could be where you're at currently as you're watching this video, if it's not May yet, because this is a month ahead of time. So the Queen of Swords, to me, is about being decisive and having to think about things realistically, cutting out what it is that isn't fitting into your life. It's about you thinking about things very intuitively, but also thinking about the nuts and bolts of your circumstances, your situation, and having a real intellectual understanding of it. But yet, here you are, you're kind of in limbo, waiting. And the Ace of Cups to me is a new start. It's something coming in, or it's that desire for something coming in. So we'll see what that Ace of Cups is about. I think that's also could be this desire for love or joy and peace and harmony in your life. And there's been some kind of pause, some delay in that coming in for whatever reason. But what's above you in this situation, or what you want to happen, is the Six of Wands. And this is, to me, like wanting to overcome and have victory over that situation. And what is below you, the foundation, what are you thinking inside and feeling inside? You want the Knight of Pentacles. And so this is moving forward or waiting on an offer. This could be moving forward with this new start that you want. So we're going to clarify this, but the Ace of Pentacles, or the Knight of Pentacles, it does have a number of meanings, but it's like he's holding a gift in his hand. In the original depiction, which isn't shown in this card. He's holding it in his hand like it's a gift or it's a prized possession. And so it's not just being concerned with your money and material things, but it's just being somebody that is loyal and trustworthy. And perhaps you're waiting for that to come into your life with somebody else. That could be what this is about. You may have been hurt in the past with some relationships, and the Queen of Swords, that may have cut very deep, quite literally, in the emotional sense. And so you maybe have spent some time away from this type of trauma and past wounds, and you've done the healing work, or you've attempted to do it, or you've been working on it. And this Ace of Cups is like, it's here, you're ready to move on. The Knight of Coins is what you want. You want that to either come in towards you, you're waiting for that to come in towards you, or you're going to move forward towards somebody. And that is maybe perhaps your hope. You have somebody in mind that you want to spend your life with, share your life with, or explore some type of romantic partnership. In the near future, another ace, so the Ace of Swords. And now that's interesting because, and I do say I'm going to clarify these, so things could change, things could come out a little bit differently throughout the course of this, but this is just this, I think to me this represents this just love of finally learning to love yourself and moving forward with knowing the truth about who you are, and being sure of yourself, having this integrity, and finally not being kind of this, I don't want to say victim, but it's like coming out of this victimhood, maybe staying there too long. And it doesn't mean you haven't been a victim, but it's about moving forward with or going into a new part of your life with, you know, a feeling of overcoming. And it's just having this love for yourself in a healthy way. It's not anything that's narcissistic or anything like that. So there's this balance that you've had come into your life, or that's coming into your life in May. And it is something that you've worked really hard for. Let's see what the advice is. The Star. And so this is, to me, is beautiful, because this star is really a part of that. And that, number one, this is about getting your wish, but it's also about just having faith and belief and trust, and knowing that you're divinely guided and connected to your Creator. And then we have the Moon, which also comes in here. And this is your external influences. What is affecting you? That isn't necessarily you. It's what is having an effect on you or around you. And I think you might not always feel so confident and sure of yourself. And so you might have this feeling of duality within you. And it might be this, you know, I'm learning to love myself. I am better than, you know, what I've been told in the past. I'm worthy of being treated respectfully and lovingly. And, but at times you may feel like I don't deserve it, or it's never going to happen for me. Excuse me 1 second here. Let me... Okay. Sorry about that. I had to get these cards right. I'm going to use this other deck over here to clarify. But this is like the element of duality coming into play. And this is an internal duality where, you know, in order to have light, you have to have dark. In order to have good, you have to have bad. kind of thing. And this is like an internal thing that you go through. And then interesting, your hopes and fears, death. You know, what are you most worried about, or what are you wanting the most? And that's an end to a cycle, an end to a part of your life that has been a very much kind of something maybe you wore on your sleeves, or you internalized it a lot and it just stuck with you. It was like a part of your fabric, and this is something that you wanted to let go. And that does happen for you, and it's just this release of an old view of yourself, an old way of thinking about yourself. It's a release of the conditioning that maybe you kind of became so used to because you've had some toxic person in your life for some time, or some toxic people that said things about you or treated you ways that were not right, that were not good. And so maybe you kind of felt conditioned to believe those things, and you do struggle with that, this duality, this part of you. Am I good enough, or am I not good enough? So that comes to an end. And then look, justice. The outcome is justice. You get balance. You get essentially, I think, what you want out of this. And I think that you will find that you come into balance. But we're going to clarify these. We're going to see more about what these mean. I wasn't sure if I was going to use this deck over here, or this one, but I want to use these because I feel like these will bring out the message that we're really looking to get here. So I think I'm most interested right now in this Queen of Swords and what that really is saying, Nine of Wands. So to me, this is saying that there's this, or was this building of a wall, or some kind of wall that was kind of something you put up. And it's about not wanting to let your guard down because of past wounds, because of failed relationships or failed outcomes. And this, to me, is you moving beyond your own wall that you put up. We also have the Page of Pentacles. So this is to me, this is you telling yourself it's time to let go and time to move forward. And I think that's specifically what that means for you. And then what else do we want to know more about? So the Six of Wands, and that was in the what it is that you want to achieve. You know, what it is that you want out of this. And I think for a lot of you, this is just wanting to be a whole new person, a whole new way of looking at things. The Four of Cups. So we talked about, and I just said it, a whole new way of looking at things. And so, you know, this is the Four of Cups. You have three that are kind of off to the side, but what I love about this deck is, you know, there's this almost magical light coming out of this one cup, and this hand is holding it. And this is an offer to me of healing, of love, of encouragement. So you might have somebody you're working with that has helped you along the way in this. This could be a therapist, a friend, a family member, or any number of things. And this, in this position with being your ultimate goal or desired outcome, or what you want out of this, is to leave behind those three cups and take possession of that fourth cup that is filled with light and filled with hope. And so this is the Six of Wands, this accomplishment in achieving that. And what else do we got? Pisces. We have another page. We have the Page of Wands, and this again, we had the Page of Pentacles, and I had said that this to me is about you giving yourself this message to yourself, giving yourself permission to move forward and to let go. And I think that's very much what it's about. And then you have the Page of Wands moving forward here in the Six of Wands. So this again to me is you deciding to take the help of another person or somebody in your life to assist you to really close out the cycle and kind of have a completion, and to move forward, to be able to feel like you are a whole person again. So whatever it is that really hurt you in the past, this is like an ending of that. But what do we have with justice? We have Ace of Cups. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups again. And so to me, I feel like at the end of this, once you get to this like wholeness and completeness of feeling emotionally like whole, stable, balanced, that somebody does come into your life that is meant for you. I don't know how far down the road that might be, but I think this is in the near future. We had the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune. So these two both popped out, and I'm going to take them. And they actually, to me, if that's what you're hoping for in your outcome, Justice says there's balance, there's the desired outcome that you want out of this, there's fairness, there's, it is like equilibrium. And if what you want out of this is a new start and being able to move forward and have some healthy relationships and being healed from some really bad past hurts, you have the Magician. You have everything in you and surrounding you to make that happen. And this is attracting because becoming healthy and healed from some hurts and traumas, it really allows you to attract exactly what it is you're looking for in one way or the other. So if you're looking for that partner, that love in your life that isn't going to be something that ends up hurting you over and over again, you have that. You have the Magician, and then you have the Wheel, which is making this, making this happen for you. To me, it isn't chance. It isn't like luck. This to me is almost like fated. It's karmic. It is meant to happen for the hard work. And I just want to see, what do we have here for the Moon? Because I just want to make sure the Seven of Pentacles. So, you have this, I talked about this duality and like this battle between light and dark, love and hate and all these feelings where we can go back and forth in our minds and our hearts. And this is about you, how you feel about yourself, and really struggling to get over some negative thoughts and some defeating attitudes and thoughts and patterns. You have the Seven of Pentacles. And this is really picking a side in this kind of dualistic. You already know what this duality is about, but you know who you really are and what it is that you are, the truth, and we talked about the truth of who you are really internally inside. And this Seven of Pentacles is all that hard work you put into healing and overcoming, this type of negative situation, these negative experiences. This is allowing you to water something new, to grow something new. This is really the birth of a new, way of being. It's like planting a new seed and really reaping the benefits of that exponentially in a wonderful, beautiful kind of way. And to me, that represents personal growth here. But being careful to not get caught up in that internal duality where you can be kind of your own worst enemy, or hard on yourself, very hard on yourself, harder than you need to be. And finally, to end this, I think, Pisces, I think you're going to move forward with a lot of, almost like getting rid of some baggage that, like, it was, you had to teach yourself or learn or get help to learn to let go of these things that you carried with you because they were very traumatic or very hard and they hurt very deeply. And so sometimes it can be really hard to stop believing those things. Or if you've been conditioned from childhood that you are a certain thing or a certain way or something negative, and having to move away from that, it's very difficult. And I think that you ultimately do that as a result of your work, and the reward is in this with that work. It's the universe saying a job well done. You did a good job. You are deserving of the reward and the outcome. So whatever it is that you're wanting out of this, some of you it's a healthy relationship, a new partner. Some of you it's just being okay, being alone and in love with yourself in a healthy way. So whatever this outcome is for you, Pisces, I think it's beautiful. I think it's been a long time in the works, and despite the current events in the world today, it doesn't stop you from doing this. And in fact, I think that the fear of the current events and the current situation in the world is something that kind of propels you to move through this quicker, because you've faced some hard realities and fears, and so maybe it doesn't scare you as much, and you're able to just take pause and take time out, while a lot of people are on hold or just kind of, in this kind of hangman type feeling. But you were taking advantage of that, and you were taking all that internal work that you've done, and you're really moving forward with it. And it's like being completely reinvented. It's like being a completely new person, and it's like being completely whole once again. And it's like the completion of a cycle. And there's a lot of lessons learned in this, and there's a lot of truths learned in this, and there's also a lot of forgiveness in this. So with that said, Pisces, that's what I have for you. My hope is that if it fits with you, if it makes sense, and you don't have to stretch it or force it into your circumstances, you'll know it. You'll know that it's meant for you. And if that's you, please just take a moment or two to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe if you liked it enough, and share it by all means. Thank you for everything, for listening and taking the time, and it was my pleasure doing this. And I hope you have a good rest of the day. Stay healthy, and I hope that I hope this is the outcome that you've wanted for a long time, and that's my hope for you in this. With that said, have a great day.